日本時間6月6日、米国時間6月5日、ロサンゼルス。ドジャースは本拠地でロサンゼルス、エンゼルスと対戦し、緊迫した投手戦を制した。その中心にいたのは、今季最高の輝きを放った佐々木朗希だった。佐々木はこの日、7回を投げて10奪三振を記録。メジャー移籍後最多となる奪三振数をマークし、エンゼルス打線を圧倒した。最速99マイルの直球に加え、鋭く落ちるスプリット、そして切れ味抜群のスライダーが冴え渡り、マイク、トラウトをはじめとする強打者たちを次々と打ち取った。試合後、捕手のいるスミスは、最近の朗希は別人のようだ。ストライク先行で勝負できるようになり、自信も大きくなっている。と評価。さらに、新しいスプリットを自在に操れるようになったことが大きい。と、その成長の理由を明かした。デーブ、ロバーツ監督も満足そうな表情を浮かべた。私たちが日本で見ていた佐々木朗希が、ようやくここに現れた。と語り、ここ数試合の投球内容はメジャー屈指の先発投手に匹敵すると絶賛した。特に注目を集めているのが進化したスプリットだ。メジャーのボールに適応するため握りや投げ方を調整した結果、球速帯は日本時代に近い90マイル前後まで向上。直球との見分けが極めて難しくなり、多くの空振りを生み出している。また番組内では大谷翔平についても触れられ、二刀流として再び歴史を塗り替える可能性に期待が集まった。しかし、この日の主役は間違いなく佐々木だった。シーズン序盤には苦しみ、不安そうな表情を見せることもあった若き右腕。しかし今、その姿はもうない。大舞台で経験を積み、自信を手にした佐々木朗希は、ついにドジャースが思い描いていたエースへの道を歩み始めている。この後の映像では、佐々木の圧巻の奪三振ショーと試合後のインタビューの模様を詳しくお届けする。ぜひ最後までご覧いただきたい。
I think we can start to remove the might. I really believe it started when he went 3 bombs in the NLCS, struck out 10 to close out that NLCS. Think about this. He's got a chance to win the batting title, okay? He's got a chance to do that and win the Cy Young in the same year. That is, you can't even do that in a video game. And I'm rooting for him to do that. Win the Cy Young and hit 310, 315, because nowadays that could win a batting title. If he does that, it's an absolute joke in a great way. That's how great he is. I never thought I would see it.
We are watching something special, and I think we got to continue to remind ourselves, remind fans that this is special. It really is, and not take it for granted. But what we're seeing, what he does on the mound, obviously, what we see at the plate, and I think it was more, what you mentioned that game, no question about it, that was special. But I think when he put on that Dodger uniform and what we got to see him without focusing on pitching and just be a hitter that year, the 50-50 year, it was like, wow, when he's focusing just on one, not the other, and then you bring the pitching back, it's just all collectively what we're seeing. I think there were always glimpses of it and you're thinking, but now that we're seeing him do it on a year-to-year basis, it is special, and we should really, really just appreciate it and also marvel at it, and not afraid to keep talking about it.
Oh, yeah, I forgot he went 50-50.
Yeah.
Also.
Right.
All right. So it's only year 3 in Dodger blue for Shohei Ohtani, but it feels like he's been a Dodger forever in a lot of ways, Jerry. I have to remind myself that, he spent 6 years playing on the other side for the Angels, and Shohei's really enjoyed tormenting his former team. He's hitting over 350 with 5 bombs in 13 games against them.
Well, he's very familiar with a lot of the guys that he's faced the last 3 years, so he knows their tendencies, knows what they like to do, and he has taken advantage of it. So, listen, Shohei Ohtani is going to have success against just about every team at the big league level. And remember, when he goes to Anaheim, he's very familiar with that ballpark, so he has done a great job in Anaheim and obviously here at Dodger Stadium. This guy we talked about earlier, he is starting to reach that Michael Jordan-esque type athlete.
When you are with another team, if you get traded, sign free agency, we talk and say this all the time. when you have success at a particular stadium, and that was your home field for a while, and you look forward to going back there and you have another success because you're confident, you're comfortable, just this feeling, the surroundings, it comes back to you. Well, Shohei has been over there in Anaheim, so he's very familiar and had success. And obviously, when you're here at Dodger Stadium, we've seen the success he had. This is his new home. He has embraced it. He's done it. And, man, it seems like he's even taken it to another level, which is hard to believe, but we are witnessing that and watching that.
All right, John, welcome to Friday Night Baseball on Sportsnet LA, brought to you by Jack in the Box. It's the Freeway Series. The Dodgers and the Angels for the second time over the last month. The Dodgers sweeping the Angels down the 5 in Anaheim just last couple weeks ago. And we welcome inside Joe Davis, or Hershiser. Hope you're having a great weekend so far. The Dodgers play a 4-game series in Arizona. Looked like for the longest time there they were going to take 3 of 4, but they settled for the split.
Yeah, especially when you're up after the 7th inning with our bullpen. They aren't quite on that roll, but I look for the Angels right here to be a tough opponent because these Dodgers need to start winning at home. It's going to be a good game.
Kirsten, you've got the update on Max Muncy after that vicious collision last night.
Yeah, Joe, it was a scary one last night. We did with Max Muncy what we saw from him with that collision. It was a head-on one. Both guys were down for a couple of minutes immediately after, but they were both able to walk off the field on their own. When we spoke with Max Muncy last night afterwards, he said that what he felt there was that he had the wind knocked out of him, and he did say it got him pretty good in that moment. He, of course, has a bruise on his nose just due to where his glasses cut him, but ultimately he is okay. He's, of course, is not in the lineup today, but Dave Roberts did say that they expect him to be back out there for the next 2 of this series, guys.
All right, Kirsten, and so the Dodgers get ready to take on the Angels this weekend, and the Angels tied for the worst record in baseball. Dodgers' second-best record in baseball, and that's how it looked when they met up a few weeks ago.
Yeah, the Dodgers' offense really exploded on them. They had 28-run differential in this series, ridiculous amount of dominance, and you know what? They hit 4 home runs in the 3 games. They hit over 400 with runners in scoring position. Great defense behind the pitching staff, and of course the starters were fantastic, but the relievers were on a roll also, so the Angels got them at full strength for sure.
And this streak for Roki Sasaki that he's been on lately started against the Angels, the best start of his career, 7 innings for the first time, struck out 8 and didn't walk anybody.
And 2 starts after that, he continued on that roll, and I think there was a lot of confidence facing the Angels, but watch out tonight, of course, for the split finger. No longer a forkball, and look for that slider to be dominant, and that has made the fastball a mystery when he tries to pull the trigger on that.
I would love to see him in playoff baseball, especially when he's healthy. Talk about being good for baseball.
Sasaki strikes him out with a splitter.
A good splitter. The firmer version of splitting your fingers right here, and it looks like a fastball for a while and goes straight down. We saw to Neto, the slider was effective, and now to Trout, the splitter.
Fires 1-2 and strikes him out. Another splitter. 4 swings against that pitch in the first inning. All of them misses. 0-2 to Hoppy. Strikes him out on 3 consecutive sliders.
Well, the slider and the split have been the whiff pitches where they swing and miss, and he's getting a lot of them.
Designated hitter number 20, Adam.
Every single pitch.
Strike 3 on Adele. A look out there from Joe Adele like, you nasty.
He is nasty because the split has different breaks. Like we've seen the one that goes left to right against lefties. We're seeing the one that goes straight down and buries, and then we're seeing that one that maintained it tight but still was sharp, and it's a strike.
Fires 1-2 and strikes him out with a fastball. How about 99 to the inside black from Roki Sasaki, who's not given up a hit through 4.
With that discipline on a breaking ball. Okay.
Stuck with a splitter and struck him out. Number 6 for Sasaki. The Angels get the first hit of the night, but they strand him at second. Halfway home in this pitcher's duel. Neto's got a good lead. Not going. Trout takes strike 3. How about that? Comes back and strikes out one of the all-time greats.
They're pitching backwards right now. Neto got the hit on the fastball. Will Smith and Roki decide to stick with the heater with Trout. Get him looking. He's upset with the location, but he likes the results, I'm sure.
And a single and a stolen base, and Meckler on 1-2. Looks at a fastball, strike 3. Second time in a row against the Angels. Sasaki has struck out 8.
Fastball at the knees that maintains its altitude. Remember, it's not the kneecap, it's the hollow of the knee. Every hitter in the big leagues measured in spring training.
Obviously, there's a very familiar face in Kirby Yates on the mound, but for you to get to him, I know it felt good just beating up on an old friend, but also what were you seeing from the plate that allowed you to get that swing?
Yeah, I mean, obviously against Kirby, it's, you give him a little smile right before, and then you go to work. I missed a 3-1 fastball, and thank you. Against Kirby, you got to look up because of his splitter. So I was looking up, trying not to swing at the splitter, and luckily I was able to get a fastball up.
Does hearing these Freddie chants, does this ever get old for you?
No, it never gets old. I love it. I appreciate it. It's awesome. Fans come out every single night and support us, so we really, really do appreciate it. Glad we got the win.
This obviously was a close one. We can call it a pitcher's duel, but Roki Sasaki described just what he was doing on the mound today.
Yeah, for the last, 4 or 5 starts, he's been incredible. He's got his 100-mile-an-hour heater, splitters at 92, 93. Glad he's on our side. He's been incredible. But pitcher's duel, Reed was great on the other side, but bullpen came and shut it down and gave us a chance.
Freddie, congratulations on this win.
Thank you, Kirsten.
Roki, tonight you had 10 strikeouts to new career high. When you look at just the performance that you're having right now on the mound, is this a culmination of all the work you've put in recently just to get to this point?
今10三振で初めての投球なんですけれども、今できているこの結果というのは今まで取り組んできたことすべてがうまく噛み合ってできたような結果ですか。
そうですね。オフから続けてきたことを、その後のシーズン中の試行錯誤も含めて、徐々に、結果として現れてきているかなと思います。
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of things from the off season and also making adjustments in season 2. So I feel like everything kind of come together right now.
This was your second time seeing them in essentially a month. What did you take from your last outing that helped you at this one tonight?
今回2回目のレンジェルスの対戦になると思うんですけど、何かその前回から得たというか、気にしてよかった点というの。
そうですね。前回の試合で投げたなんていうんですか、配球だったりそういうところも、加味して今日の試合に臨んだので、ここビルも、ピッチングコーチもうまくリードしてもらえたかなと思ってます。
Yeah, last game against the Angels, I pretty did a good job and I learned from the sequencing, so I pretty much use the same sequence today and stick to it.
You said last week that you're finally able to pitch like you again. What does that look like? What does that open up for your confidence going forward?
前回でその自分らしい投球ができたというようなことがあったと思うんですけど、何かそのきっかけというか、それが広がったような要因はあるんでしょうか。
本当に積み重ねてきたことと、あとは最後少し合わせてるいろんな試行錯誤をした上でなんていうんですかね、ちょっと微調整しただけなので、基本的にやってることは変わらないですし、ただ思ったところに、思ったボールが行くようになった分、ある程度自分のペースで投げたりだとか、配球っていうのもどんどんリズムよくなってくるのかなと思います。
Yeah, I'm actually building up something. I'm making small adjustment all the time. I think that because of that, everything kind of put together, and then so. And also, when I do that, I find a good rhythm out there, so that kind of keep me going.
How much do you feel your confidence growing each start, and how much is that helping you?
自信がそれぞれのゲームでどれぐらいついてきていますか。
そうですね。パフォーマンスも春先よりも上がってきているので、そこに関してはすごくストレートも、ゾーンに思い切っていきますし、思い切っていってもある程度構えたところに行くようになったので、そこら辺は投げてて違うかなとは思いますけど、目指しているものは常に一緒なので、目の前の結果に左右されずに、積み重ねていけたらなと思ってます。
Yeah, obviously I got better compared to last spring training. Also I feel like I'm being really doing a good job on my, stuff that I've been doing. So yeah, I'm just doing small things all the time, and I just keep building on it.
Well, obviously, there's been so much talk about Roki Sasaki, but with what we saw tonight, the 10 strikeouts, just for you personally receiving the ball, what have you seen as just the biggest difference in him when it comes to how he's executing his pitches?
Yeah, he's executing. He's getting ahead of guys. He's putting guys away with 2 strikes. His pitches are kind of developing and getting better. He's been pitching really well for us right now, and that's just his hard work. His continued growth, and getting a little more confidence.
He's added, whether the pitch he added this offseason, and kind of make an adjustment to the forkball/splitter. How are you seeing just the confidence develop within those, and how quickly they've come along?
Yeah. I feel like each bullpen, gets a little better. And obviously, each start he gains some momentum and some confidence, and goes out, competes, gives us good starts, and it's been fun.
Has that butter splitter kind of opened up with the rest of his arsenal?
I think you just can control it a little better, so it's in the zone a little more. It makes it a little bit harder for hitters to check off it.
Well, in prior outings, especially early in the season, it would seem like Roki was a little timid against hitters. He came out in the 7th at a time where Dave Roberts said he'd like to push him and continued to attack hitters the way that we saw all game long. Have you noticed a change in that demeanor?
Yeah. I feel like, honestly, after the postseason last year, he's been pretty confident when he's been going out there. It's just finding its success. That's what he's been doing this year.
How big a difference has it made for him to have kind of unlocked his fastball velocity these past 2 starts?
He's been throwing pretty hard all year, I feel like. I think his command is just a lot better. He's getting to the right sides of the plate, elevating at times, putting it down at times, just getting in good counts.
Well, you saw him obviously take his lumps earlier this year. Just from that standpoint, just how happy are you to see him have the success he's had recently?
Yeah, it's great. He's in there every day working, trying to get better. You can see the care factor, the drive he's got. So it's good. It's good to see the benefits right now.
Freddie Freeman obviously has been clutch for them for a very long time, but what'd you see with the final pitch there from Yates?
Yeah, looked like it was, middle up, and he put a good swing on it. Really nothing you can do, put a good swing on it. The guy's been a good hitter for a long time.
This pitching was obviously the story, starting pitching, obviously. What did you see from Reed as he's able to take down the best lineup?
Yeah, I thought he was attacking good with his fastball, throwing strikes, making him, swing the bat, and, I thought he was good the whole night. It wasn't a time where I felt like he was pitching, nibbling. He was attacking, pounding the zone with everything that he had, and that was one of the best games I've seen him pitch.
Was there a conversation to send him back out there for another inning?
A little bit, but I think it was more like he did his job, 90 pitches, and, we felt like that was good for him, and turned it to the bullpen, was fully rested.
What did you see from just the offense tonight? They had bats, and Sasaki was pretty good, but what did you kind of see?
Yeah, he was tough, man. The guy was sitting 98. I haven't seen him pitch like this, ever. He was sitting 98, 99, 100, and with the nasty split and slider. And from what it looked like, he was pretty much on the rails, too, at night, especially, all night, especially 2 strikes, and he was executing his pitches. And, sometimes you just got to tip your hat to the other side pitcher.
How's Grissom? What happened with him? I know he also got scratched.
Yeah, just a tight side, irritation. So just try to play it safe, and
You know what happened or what it came from, or what?
No, I think he just was hitting and felt something, and took some BP at first round, and I just told him he was like, oh, I think I can do it. One thing leads to another. Next thing you know, you're off for 2 months. So try to play it safe and be ahead of it.
今回も最後までご視聴いただき本当にありがとうございました。動画の内容を楽しんでいただけたでしょうか。もしよろしければチャンネル登録と高評価をお願いいたします。皆さんの応援が今後の動画制作の大きな励みになります。それではまた次回の動画でお会いしましょう。